So far, Janet's been keeping the boys indoors on the advice of Joe Collingbourne, a veal expert with over 20 years farming experience. Joe's helped make sure Janet's calves are happy and healthy, with lives that are 1,000,000 times better than calves kept in veal crates. He's advised keeping them indoors because he reckons barn-reared calves are less muscular than free-range calves, so they produce more tender meat. However, some farmers think slightly differently.
Well, this is such a dilemma, whether to let David and Elton out of their barn and be free range. Well, I need to discuss this with someone who's a bit of an expert, so I've come up to Scotland.
Janet has come to Dumfries and Galloway on the Scottish borders to visit Dominic Smith's farm, where he lets his calves run free because he believes it produces better meat.
Hi.
Hi.
So you don't think that keeping the calves outside makes the meat tougher? Because that's what some people say.
Certainly not in our experience. We found the meat very tender, but it's got a bit more character about it.
Almost all veal calves begin their lives indoors.
So in here we have our very young calves that are still feeding milk.
What's a pig doing in here? Excuse me?
The calves don't seem to mind them, and they'll lick the milk off the floor.
I can't believe it. Right, where are they? Go on!
At Dominic's farm, at 12 to 14 weeks, the calves are let out to pasture.
Go on! Go on, laddie! And when you sell your meat, you've got happy customers who never said it's tough.
No.
Well, they do look very healthy. Shall I, guys?
He's coming in with us. He wants lunch too. Have you got a big car?
Free-range farming clearly appeals to Janet, but is it any good for the meat? The truth is in the tasting. Never before has so much depended on one steak. If Janet likes the flavour and the texture of Dominic's free-range veal, David and Elton could live out their remaining weeks in the great outdoors.
Great.
Yeah, I was worried then for a minute. There's a strong silence.
I was thinking about it.
Having seen and tasted both sides of the story, Janet heads back to Yorkshire to decide how to raise the calves for the remaining few weeks.
You say his meat's tender, but it'll be a different type of meat than what I'm producing. But you see,
Beef.
mine is on whole milk right the way to death.
All right,
and
I can
it's
see this will
very
go
expensive.
12 rounds. Right. I'm sorry, Joe.
Don't apologise.
I'm sorry.
You're a woman of principles.
I'm sorry.
Very few men could move you, I'm sure.
I'm sorry. I've seen how Dominic does it, and I think for the bit of life they've got left, I want them to have the same view that I have. And
Certainly
stop
appreciate
crapping all over each other and wiping their asses on the wall. I've made my decision. They're coming out. Go on.
Jailbreak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I should have trained that one for the Grand National. Never mind about Gordon's veal dinner. Definitely the right decision.
So Janet and her calves are happy.